The Declaration sets out the belief that we are all created by God, our Creator, and with that creation, we are born with rights. They do indeed come from God. The Constitution does not give anybody rights. What the Constitution does, ladies and gentlemen, is guarantee them. Because rights come from God, they cannot be taken away. They are natural. They are what we are born with. They are how we are born. In our own preamble, government rights don't exist. What government gives you, it can be taken away. Government can take away whatever it gives you. If that can happen, it's not a right. A right cannot be taken away. The Constitution doesn't grant a single person a right. It guarantees rights that the founders acknowledged we all have. Here's another way of looking at it. This is Ed Feulner, who was one of the founding members of the Heritage Foundation and the president. He said, the Constitution doesn't grant us freedom. It permits government from taking it. And that's exactly why liberals hate it. The Constitution limits government. The Constitution doesn't empower government to proclaim rights because it can't. The founders didn't believe that rights came from government. The founders believed that the only thing government would do would be try to take them away from you or limit them. So they wrote a Constitution that limited what government could do. And Chuck Todd of NBC doesn't have the slightest idea. When he hears somebody properly reference the source of human rights, he thinks the guy is a conservative, wacko, Christian fanatic because he doesn't know that rights come from government. And I dare say Chuck Todd's not alone. I'd say virtually every other journalist of his generation probably thinks something similar. And a lot of average, ordinary Americans probably think the government. I know college students today, snowflakes, what have you, they think the government grants rights, and they think the government should be even more powerful to take away certain people's rights, like your right to free speech. But the Constitution doesn't grant you the right to free speech. It guarantees it. What the First Amendment says is that no law may be written to abridge your freedom of speech. That the state cannot write a law limiting your freedom of speech. First Amendment doesn't say government grants us all the right to say what we want except for these circumstances. That's what the left wants to be able to do. They want to be able to limit speech. And right now, the speech that many leftists want to eliminate is conservative speech. Republican speech, however you want to look at it. They think it ought not be permitted. They think government ought to have the power to punish people that say things leftists don't want to hear. Chuck Todd thinks that's probably a good idea. Chuck Todd doesn't know that that's unconstitutional. Or at least he indicates here he doesn't know that it is. But he's not alone, as I say. Saw something the other day again that not even a third of the American people can name the three branches of government. They have no idea. Legislative, federal, and judiciary. Executive, legislative, judiciary, no idea. I think the three branches of government are House, Senate, Supreme Court. If they get even that close. So why would they understand the source of rights? It's easy to understand if you're taught. But because teaching it requires mentioning God, the left will have none of it. Can't have God in the classroom. Can't have God in the public square. Can't have a nativity scene out there. Can't do that. And so anybody who does and wants God in public square is a Nazi, white supremacist, KKK fanatic, as far as the average, ordinary leftist of today